We're back after a hiatus, 3 day hiatus. 3 day hiatus. Hiatus. I like that word. Hiatus. Hiatus. 3 day hiatus. 3 day hiatus. Sounds like somebody's name. That boy hiatus. You seen hiatus? I've been looking for him. That boy hiatus. I'm gonna have a son and I'm gonna name him hiatus. Hiatus. Be in school to be like Johnny here. Hiatus. What kind of name is that? Here. Surprised black people ain't caught on to that one. Hiatus. They like naming their kids weird shit. Hiatus. You're getting no EBT for November. Who warned you about that one? Who's been telling you for years to get off food stamps, get off welfare, get a job, get promoted, earn your way in life? Who's been telling you? And now here you are. Here you are panicking about how you're going to buy groceries next month because you've wrapped your life around the fucking United States government, which is a terrible idea. This is why you don't take the free money. First of all, it's not free money. That's number one. Number two, you get relying on it, dependent on it, and the next thing you know, they take it away. And Thanksgiving is ruined. Yeah, I heard about the work requirements. I know people on food stamps, and they were talking about that. Apparently, if you have a child under 10 or something, you don't have to do it. But everyone else that's taking food stamps, which I can understand elderly people who can't work getting them. I can understand single mothers getting them. I can even understand a family getting them if somebody's working or whatever. But you single motherfuckers don't need to be getting on food stamps. Like you, that needs to be taken care of immediately. Y'all need to be deleted off food stamps. You young men that are sitting on food stamps are fucking pathetic. If I have to see another video of some man crying about his food stamps, I swear to God, what has happened to men? You have no shame as a man to be sitting on there crying about the government going to take your food stamps away. You know how weak and soft you look? Go get a fucking job. For fuck's sake. Because nobody cares about y'all crying about that. Nobody gives a fuck about them taking your food stamps or anything. First of all, the Democrats did that. They shut the government down. Democrats want to protect their fucking healthcare bullshit that they set up, that Obamacare. All that's a disaster. That's all a disaster, and it all needs to be gotten rid of. If you actually wanted things to improve, you'd start getting rid of these Democrat laws that they passed, all this bullshit the Democrats have done. You'd start getting rid of that. That's the only way to solve some of these problems. Healthcare industry is in shambles because we were told Obamacare was going to solve all this, and it didn't. It made it worse. Healthcare got worse. That should tell you everything right there. But you're retarded. So the Democrats tell you, well, the Republicans did that, and you just believe it because you're an idiot. You're a fucking retard. Remember when they were trying to fine you for not having the health insurance? By the way, the health insurance is a ripoff. The health insurance is an absolute joke because when you actually need it, they deny you. So I don't really see a point in spending your money on that. Considering how much money they take out of your paycheck, I don't think it's worth it because you're not going to be able to use it when you actually need it. It's not going to be there. If you get cancer or something, they're going to deny your coverage. We see it time and time again. So I would just keep my money and just die. That'd be my advice. Keep your money, live your life, and just fucking die. It, you're going to die anyway. You might as well keep your money and use it to live your life instead of giving it to this company that when you need them, when you're sick and oh God, I need you, they're not gonna fucking be there. I got news for you, they're not. That insurance ain't gonna. They're not gonna give you coverage for that treatment. None of that. They're gonna say nah. So eventually, you motherfuckers will wise up to all of this stuff. Stop giving your money to all these people for these services that when it's time to use the service, they don't let you use it. Stop giving them money. You could change the healthcare industry overnight. You know how simple this is? You all cry about this, you have debates about this because you're all low IQ retards. Let me solve the healthcare crisis for you. Cancel your healthcare today. Cancel it. Everybody cancel. Stop paying them. Guess what'll happen next? They're going to drop those fucking prices. They're going to get their shit together. Why? Because you just took all their money. But as long as you keep giving them your fucking check, they're not going to change. Why would they? You guys are dumb. You're so dumb. One day you'll catch on that all of these so called problems are very simple to solve. Crime is easily solvable. All of these issues that you all debate and cry about all day can be solved damn near overnight, but you don't have the will to do it. You don't have the balls to do it. You're too weak to do it. You're too weak to call up and cancel that insurance and stop paying that bullshit. And if everybody in the country did it, they'd have to change. What, are they going to go bankrupt? No, they're going to change. Just like Sony or Xbox with the $70 games. I told you, I said, do not buy the games. If everybody says we're not buying them, they're going to immediately reverse course. But you all, instead of doing that, you flex. You thought it was funny. It's just this country's full of retards. This country's full of dumb motherfuckers who don't know how things work. They don't know how to really affect change at all. They think if they keep paying these corporations money that they're going to fucking listen to them. It's just the dumbest shit. A business is not going to listen to you until you take your fucking business away. And if enough people take the business away, oh God, we got to do something. We got to get our business back. We got to get our customers back. But y'all just take it and take it and take it. And you cry to the government to fix the problem. This is what doesn't make no sense to me. The people have all the power. They're just too stupid to realize it. People have total power. The government doesn't have the power. The people have the power. You think they can kill us all? No, they can't. Okay? People have the power. And if you just simply exercise your power by keeping your money in your pocket, stop giving it to these fucking crooks, you wouldn't have these issues. You just wouldn't. If you stop voting for politicians who make life worse, you wouldn't have these issues. But you justify it. You justify these stupid behaviors y'all do, and I just don't understand. It's never gonna make sense to me. You think an illegal alien is got health insurance? No, they just go down the emergency room. They break their leg. Why don't you do the same thing? Why don't you act like everybody else? Because you're stupid. You're dumb. You do realize that if you break your leg or you get in a car wreck and they take you to the hospital, they have to treat you, right? Insurance or not, they have to fix your leg. But if you have cancer and you need treatment, they can deny the treatment. They can say, well, your insurance said you can't get it. So, what is the point of the insurance? What's the point? If you break your leg and you can go get that leg fixed without the insurance, but if you get cancer, and that's when you really need the insurance, right? You need that for that. Well, they're going to deny it. Why pay for? Why continue to take your paycheck and give it to these people? I don't understand. Don't get it. Makes no sense. Nobody can explain it either. Nobody can. Nobody can give an explanation that makes any sense. You're just conditioned to do this shit, and you just do it. It's just like the car. Oh, I have to have a car. You've never even considered not having a car. You've never even considered getting rid of these unnecessary bills you have every month, like the car payment and the gas and the insurance and all these things. You've never considered just moving closer to the job and walking to the job or getting a bike or something like that. But you complain about money all the time. You complain about how broke you are, but you're unwilling to do what it takes not to be broke anymore. You're unwilling to make sacrifices in your own life because you're soft. You're a bunch of soft people. Which is fine. Drive your car to work, but stop crying about how much it costs. Stop crying about not having money because I guarantee you're spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on that bullshit. And some of you spend all this money on a car just to try to impress some woman or something. You don't even get the woman. You don't even get her. If I have a nice fancy car, get some pussy. Maybe you could try getting some pussy with yourself without all these fancy things. Try that. Anybody can get pussy with a fancy car and a pocket full of money. That's not impressive. Well, Par can't, but that's not impressive. Get some pussy living in a cardboard box. That's impressive. Hell, even motherfuckers in a cardboard box, homeless people got girlfriends. Got homeless girlfriends. Some of you can't get nothing. You can't get a woman at all. You have a car. Look at Elliot Rogers. Had the car, had everything. Couldn't get nothing. Because your personality's ass. You're fucking weird. You think people can't tell you're fucking weird. You're creepy. Nobody wants you. You have a nervous breakdown over Donald Trump building a ballroom. Oh, ballroom. Oh. I got to hear another nerd cry about that ballroom. Good grief, man. Presidents have been doing construction on the White House inside and out of it for a long time. It's well documented. So shut up about the stupid fucking ballroom. The White House needs a ballroom. You understand this? You understand that every time world leaders come to our country to have one of those big state dinners they have, that they have to build a giant tent on the White House lawn to host it. You realize this, right? You know how ghetto that is? And also how expensive that must be to every single time that you have to host the state dinner. You got to build this big elaborate tent and this whole fucking thing. I did a lot of research on it yesterday morning because nerds wanted to run their mouth and I had to slap them in the fucking face. So I had to do my research on it. And it's probably a lot of money getting spent to set that up because they do a lot of work and they don't want it to look like a tent on the inside. So they do a lot of work in the inside and try to make it look like a building and all the shit they do. And they have to build that every single time they have one of these state dinners, and these things are pretty common. Presidents have them. And Trump is spending his own money to build this ballroom A ballroom they've been talking about for 150 years. They've been talking about building this thing, that they need to build something like this, but they've just never done it. And Trump's taking his own money and building it, and y'all crying about it. This is proof that Donald Trump can't do nothing right. In your eyes, he can do nothing right because Donald Trump is literally taking his own money and he's improving the White House. He's not making it worse. He's improving the White House. And y'all mad about it. This is proof that if it's Donald Trump, you're going to complain no matter what he does. No matter what he does. The only argument you could have against this ballroom would be taxpayers shouldn't be paying for that right now because we got bigger problems. But Trump's paying for it. So there goes that argument. So what are you mad about? Smokey, they're tearing part of the outside of the White House off. They're tearing part of the East Wing off. The East Wing's not even an original part of the White House. It was built by another fucking president. You fucking idiot. God, you people are so dumb. It's like you refuse to research something. Like you're nothing like me. You're just nothing like me. Like you, I actually go look into a topic. You all just start talking. It's all emotion, no facts with you people. And then you're trying to argue with me, and I'm going and looking up the facts, trying to get the facts. And then I'm coming back with all the facts while you're yapping away about how it's this is all about Trump's ego, and that doesn't even make any sense. What's this have to do with ego? I learned so much last night. You know, Trump tried to build this ballroom when Obama was president. You know, Trump offered in in 2010 to spend $100 million of his own money to build the ballroom, and the White House denied it. So much for ego. I don't know what this has to do with ego. Not everything's about fucking Trump's ego. Not everything's about goddamn Trump, for that matter. The TDS is getting really exhausting. Like, shut the fuck up with the TDS shit. You can't even talk about nothing with these people because the fantasies are out of control. You see Trump as a father figure. Like, what are you even saying, you fucking weird fuck? What are you talking about? What in the world are you talking about? I don't have daddy issues. So, I don't know what the fuck you're going on about. It's so fucking weird. You can't like a guy that's the president that's doing a good job, that's doing the stuff you voted for him to do. You can't just like that. There's got to be some deeper thing about it. It's got to be some. It's a father, a fucking. They're in a cult. Oh, Trump gives your life meaning. Whoa. What the fuck are you talking about? Seriously. Get help for your fucking delusions. They're getting out of control. And they only lead to violence. I'm gonna keep saying it. They lead to violence. Because you're deranged. You believe deranged shit. I seen Joe Walsh say that. He said, if I was running for president in 2028, I would run on tearing that ballroom down. Can you imagine? Of all the problems facing the country, of all the issues the voters care about, he gonna run on tearing the ball. I hope he runs. I hope he runs. He gonna he gonna campaign on tearing that ballroom down. The free ballroom that the White House needs to host the dinners. I mean, we posted all the evidence in Discord this morning about the fucking ballroom. They've been discussing this for 150 years, the need for this. Trump offered to build it for Obama. Obama would have been the first president to host a dinner in it. but they declined it because they can't get over their fucking ego because it's Trump offering to do it. And this is back in 2010. I don't even know if that birther shit was even going on in 2010, was it? I don't know when that started. But it's funny that Parr says stuff and then when it's all projection. He's pure projection, 100% projection. He's just the type of guy that he says weird shit and it doesn't make any sense, but it's him projecting himself onto you. That's what that is. That's why you're so confused. You're like, what? I don't do that. What are you talking about? Because he does that. So he projects it onto you. See, he thinks because he does it, you must do it too. This is how he feels about Democrat politicians. He worships them. It's like a cult. He would never vote for a Republican. They're evil. They're Nazis. So he thinks the same way about everybody else. Everybody else must be like me when it comes to Trump. The way I feel about Biden, they feel about Trump. No, definitely not. And the MAGA cult stuff, I feel like is dead. That's a dead talking point because we saw how MAGA reacted to a lot of stuff over the past year. I mean, we saw a MAGA freak out, MAGA meltdown over tariffs and Epstein and all these different things. So no, I don't. I don't think the MAGA people are a cult. Now there are MAGA people that worship Donald Trump, of course. There's people that worship fucking Britney Spears. There's people that worship all kinds of celebrities and stuff. That's just something that happens, and that's not reflective of everybody. I love how we're all in a fucking cult, but he's not violent. You got to separate him from the violent ones. I love that. Now, see, there might be violent people in the party, but I'm not one of them. Well, I'm not a cultist either. Just because there are cult weird fuckers doesn't mean I'm one of them. So as long as you're going to say I'm in a cult, I'm going to say you're violent. When you're ready to stop fucking around, I'll act normal, but I'm going to act just like you. I'm a mirror. If you ain't figured that out yet, I'm going to treat you the way you treat me. So if you come lying, sarcasm, arrogance, you're going to get it back 10 times. If you ain't figured that out yet, I don't know what to tell you. No, you too mind fucked it. You don't even know what's happening to you. You so dumb. You don't even know why I'm doing what I'm doing because you're doing it to me. So I'm gonna give it back. And I'm better at it. Better at it than you. People don't like arguing with me. They don't even like arguing with me in real life because I'm good at it. I'm good at picking holes in their argument. I do it all the time to people and they just go, oh, shut up. Especially women. Oh, shut up. You know when you got a woman when she goes, oh, just shut up. They have nothing to say. And you're just like a woman. Y'all just like women. Parr act just like a girl. It's crazy. He's definitely gay. He act like a girl. He might be trans. I'm not even trolling. He said something. He said something the other day that I hear girls say all the time. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, holy shit. I've never heard a guy say that. I've just never heard a guy talk like that. And it's like, holy shit, you sound just like a bitch. Here comes Doug to get slapped around. Doug. Now, I threw Simba off the mountain yesterday. I slapped Parr around on this topic. Did I got slap you around too? Parr was all bent out of shape a few weeks ago because I said, it's so fucking funny. I'm like, condoms suck. And he got mad. Like, there ain't a man on this planet that like using a condom. Well, I won't say that. There's weirdos, right? There's weird people that are into weird shit, but majority of men don't want to use a condom. Now that don't mean that men don't use them, and that don't mean there's not a use for them. But they do suck, and nobody wants to have condom sex. Now, I don't expect a guy that's only had sex one time with an old mentally ill special needs lady to fucking get that. But hey, come on now. I'll prove it to you. If let's say your dream girl, whoever that may be, Sydney Sweeney, the girl at McDonald's that serves you the nuggets, whoever the dream girl is, if she knocked on the door and she was like, I want it. I want you. You using a condom with her? You're not. You're not. You're not doing it. Now that don't mean, and my whole point was, people say, well, that's your dream girl. That's Sydney. Of course, I'm not using a condom with Sydney fucking Sweeney. What? What? Ah! But what about some like fucking nasty hoe? And I'm just like, why are you fucking a nasty hoe? I just don't understand. What are you doing? Why are you fucking her? Because condom sex sucks. It's terrible. It's absolutely fucking terrible. It's not even worth having sex. That was my whole point. I would just won't have sex. If I have to use a condom, I'm just not fucking you. That's fine by me because condom sex, they ain't feel nothing anyway. It sucks. Terrible. It's like it's like getting off work, I'm gonna take a nice shower, a nice hot shower. I'm gonna get the soap and the water going. And before you get in, you put a rain jacket on. And you're just in the shower cleaning yourself, but you got a rain jacket on for some fucking reason. And so you're rubbing the soap and you got the jacket like buttoned up. You got rain boots on, you got like waterproof pants on and shit. You're like rubbing the soap on the pants and the jacket. This doesn't even make sense. It just makes no sense. Why are you even in the shower if you're doing that? And there ain't nobody that can disagree with that. What I said is not, it's true. I don't know why everybody got in their fucking feelings about it, but that was my point. If you feel you have to wear a condom with a girl, you shouldn't fuck that girl. Now I know that's a grown up take. I know you can't handle that. I know you can't handle hearing some adult shit, but that's the way it is. If you feel like you got to wrap a piece of latex around your dick before you fuck somebody, you shouldn't be fucking that girl. Well, what if she get, I got to wear a condom to protect myself from STDs. Why are you fucking a girl that you think has STDs, condom or not? That just seems insane. If a girl told me she had AIDS, I'm not going to put a condom on and take my chances. That's insane. And if we're talking about pregnancy, once again, why are you risking getting a girl pregnant that you don't? Because if you was like fucking your girlfriend or whatever, you wouldn't be, you'd been with her for a while, whatever. You probably, you wouldn't be worried about, oh well, if she gets pregnant, it'll see the end of the world. No, it's not. So you're just gonna pull out. You're gonna take your chances with the pull out. I don't see a point of condoms. I don't. I don't see why you would need them. I don't understand why you guys are going around fucking girls you shouldn't be fucking. Oh, God. Ain't nobody spending $50 on a Plan B every time they fuck. Get a fucking grip. Jesus. How about go to church? How about open up your Bible and read that instead of going out buying condoms?
I couldn't tell you the last time I used a condom. I'd have to really think hard about it. No pun intended. I'd have to think long and hard about that one. Yeah, I'd have to really think about that one. It's been a long time, I feel. I said I had a phone call. I want to play VR, but I'm tired. I slept 5 hours, went to work. I'm going to bed earlier today. I'm getting the full 8 in today. The full 8. I'm getting the full 8. I may get 9. I may get 12. Like, Parr's out of his mind. You know what Parr said? He said he sleeps 12 hours a night. Ain't that what he said? That's one of the craziest things I've ever heard. Like, damn. No wonder he can't get a girl. He could be sleeping. Now, there's something. Here's what's funny about Parr. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical expert. But my gut instinct tells me that if you need 12 hours, because he said like 8 hours just ain't enough. Like he must feel bad or something when he sleeps 8 hours. If you have to sleep like 12 hours a night to feel good, there's probably something wrong with you. Like if you're sleeping 8 hours and you're just like, you're waking up, you're like, oh God, I can't. Oh, I'm so tired. I need another 4 hours of sleep. I mean, this motherfucker, what's he work 8 hours a day, 8 hours, 5 days a week, and then sleeps 12 hours. So he has 4 hours a day to get on Discord and cry. It's crazy. Tag him on Discord and ask him how many hours a night he sleeps. Let's make sure it's 12. I swear he said 12 hours. Yeah, I wake up after like 8 hours. Let's wake up. Trump's not talking about getting rid of food stamps. The food stamps might not come next month because of Democrats shutting the government down. Why you gotta lie, Doug? Hold your party accountable, Doug. They're about to make millions of people have no food for Thanksgiving. This is cruel. Hopefully Trump says that. Trump got to say that. That's a good move if you're Trump, is to get on that Truth Social and be like, the Democrats, he'll come up with something crazy. He'll call them something. I'm not as clever as Trump, but he'll say something, give him some goofy name, and then he'll be like, they're fucking gonna leave millions of Americans without food stamps on Thanksgiving. Good God. It's actually perfect too, because you can be like, the Democrats told you to count on them. They're the party of EBT. They're the party of welfare. And then here they are using that as a weapon. They're using that like they probably think, well, Doug's doing it right now. Doug's showing you the game plan. So it's like, all right, we'll shut the government down. Then the food stamps. They had to know that there wouldn't be no food stamps if it shut down. So right before Thanksgiving, we won't open it up. We won't do it. And that'll force Trump to do it, because we'll tell everybody that Trump's taking the food away on Thanksgiving. I don't think that's going to work, though, because I think they're expecting y'all to do that, and they have a plan. And you've been unable to defeat Trump so far. You've just been slapped around repeatedly. Like, even times where you're like, damn, they got him, they got Trump. In hindsight, you realize Trump got them. You realize that little victory they got ended up being a massive loss down the road. So they never win. So I'm telling you, don't do this. This is a bad idea if you're Democrats. You need to reopen the government because Trump is going to flip it around on you. There ain't no telling what Trump got up his sleeve. Because Trump's going to be making those tweets, and he's going to be like, we are ready to reopen the government so people get their food stamps for Thanksgiving, but the Democrats want to give illegals health care. Now, you may say, well, that's not true. It is. But the reason that's going to stick and the reason the public's going to be able to really believe that is because you dumb motherfuckers have spent the entire year bending over backwards, flying to El Salvador, all of this shit you did for illegals. So when Donald Trump comes out and says they're shutting the government down, keeping you no food for Thanksgiving because they want to give illegals health care, a lot of people are going to be able to believe that. A lot of people are not going to be like, oh, that sounds crazy. No, that seems like what Democrats do. That's what I've watched them do all year. Cater to illegals. I've seen them put illegals ahead of American citizens all year long. Why would this be any different? You guys have walked into a trap here. Again, you walked into another one. It's crazy. I mean, Trump sets these traps, you walk right into them. The people he surrounded himself for this term, they get it. Like, they understand what they're doing. And they are fucking you up. They're making a fool of you. They know you like the back of the hand. There's people like me in there. There's people that understand these Democrats like me in there. I see it. Because they know how to lay these traps for them. Because they know exactly how they're going to react. They know exactly what they're going to do. They're 2 moves ahead of you at all times. It's so easy to predict Democrat behavior. I've been doing it for years. And these people have access to a lot more information than I do. And they're a lot smarter than me, too. And they figured you motherfuckers out. I told you eventually people are going to figure it out. They're going to figure you motherfuckers out. Been saying that. Well, now they figured you out. They got your ass now. There's nothing you can do about it. There's literally nothing you can do. You also have to remember you got RFK in there. You have former Democrats in the administration. Tulsi Gabbard. So you have people that have been on the inside. They know how you motherfuckers operate. They know how you think. They got you. And you betrayed those people. And so they're going to get revenge on you. Did you see RFK flying just commercial airplane, just crammed in there at the other? Did you see that the other day? Somebody got to get RFK a private jet or something. We can't have RFK in that. We can't have that. We can't. You taking a big risk letting RFK be on that plane. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Do they not understand the threat of these crazed liberals? You can't have RFK flying coach. Get Qatar to give RFK a plane. Remember they were freaking out about that free plane? The shit these liberals were saying. If you actually listen to it, that's why I like listen. That's why I keep them around so I can listen to them. So I can hear these retarded arguments. Got to keep them around so you can hear what they have to say. They were saying the dumbest shit. He's going to take that plane. That plane could be booby-trapped. It could have surveillance. It could... Now, do you think that the United States government ain't going to take that plane apart and look and scope it out and do all these fucking... Are you that stupid? Are you really that stupid? That's not a real concern, bro. It's just not. They're going to fucking go through that plane. They're going to fucking find anything on it, trust me. And when they find something on it, there probably going to be some repercussions for Qatar. I'm sure Trump will be all right. I'm sure he'll take that fucking well. Whatever they snuck on that plane that you all claim is in there. I'm sure Trump would be very reasonable about finding it. Yeah. I'm sure he would just... He'd be fine. He wouldn't tweet about that. No. You right. And then they were like, it's a bribe. A bribe for what? Y'all make allegations and you don't have like any other, there has to be some stuff to go along with that. What's the motive? Why would they bribe them? What do they get? What are you telling me they're getting? Well, they're getting something. I'm not quite sure, but they're getting something. Well, that's not evidence of nothing. The plane is not for Trump, right? It's for the government to use for... If I'm correct here, so what's the bribe? They're bribing the U.S. government? Aren't there easier ways to bribe Trump and not do it so publicly and in your face? Don't you think they do it in the shadows? Do you idiots really think they can't operate in the... You people crack me up. Like, you think these people can, like, just operate in the shadows away from you? Like, why would they publicly do that? If it was a bribe, why wouldn't they keep that? Why wouldn't they just give some cash or something? Maybe Trump just liked the plane better, and he's like, it's a nice plane. And then the guy was like, yeah, we make good planes. What if we gave you a plane? He was like, oh, maybe everything isn't so fucking sinister. And there's evil. Oh, God, evil. Why? You back. Crazy. Every time I hear a smoke alarm, I think about black people now. It's just crazy. That is crazy. Y'all own the smoke alarm. It's crazy. I'm just telling you, like, if that's what people think about when they hear it. I can't be the only one that thinks about black people. When the first thought in my mind is black people. And I hear a smoke alarm going off, I hear it like just beeping, whatever it is, think about blacks. It's crazy. It's not my fault, though. I mean, hell, mine used to beep, too. You really don't hear it until somebody says something, then you go, oh, yeah, I hear that. Oh, that's crazy. And then you start thinking, how did I not hear that? I just think your brain kind of drowns it out. Like, it's always beeping, and you're always there. It's like it's like someone coming in your house and going, what's that smell? And you're like, what are you talking about? You can't smell it because you're in your house all the time. But this person is never in your house, and they can smell something you can't. That's why when people come over to your house, you got to go, hey, well, how's it smelling in here? And they're the only ones going to be able to tell you. You're never going to know. Hell, you're always there. And you're not going to notice the beeping either. Until someone comes in and goes, hey, man, why don't you get a new battery for that? And you're like, battery for what? The smoke alarm. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then they'll go, you don't hear that? Listen. And then you'll listen. And then you'll go, oh, shit. I hear that. Damn. That's crazy. You also got to remember black people are loud, right? They're pretty loud. They like loud music and stuff. So they probably don't. The house ain't always quiet enough to hear that. I'm about to get off here and watch a movie. Actually, I'm about to go to sleep. I don't know. You'd have to ask Trump. I don't know enough about the topic to really discuss it. I'm not racist, Doug. Y'all was racist. We saw how racist y'all was doing the George Floyd. That was crazy. Black people was out of their minds. That I've never. Black people was nuts that day. I ain't getting on no game. I'm tired. Gonna be an early night for me. That's all people from Britain can type anymore. They can't type their opinions or nothing. That's sad. All he can type is a solid 10 from Britain. If he said anything else, and they might arrest him for that. Eventually, you won't be able to watch this stream over in Britain. They'll ban it, all this in Britain. They'll say you're letting outside voices get in. Outside racist voices are getting in. I am probably going to play something like off work tomorrow. Probably, yeah. What happened in Ireland? I have no idea what you're talking about. Paul ain't got no money. Mondani's taking all his check. It's gonna be so funny next year when them taxes start kicking in. Mondani starts really taxing, and Paul will be talking about how his check. He'll be like, "What happened to my check?" They'll be taking parts of that check. Parts of that check are getting taken. Patrick Bet-David was going over it that like 55% of the income of New Yorkers goes to taxes. Over half their paychecks go to the government. That's what Patrick Bet-David said. Maybe he made it up. I don't know. He had data behind it. I'm pretty sure it was 55 fucking percent. Swear to God. That's what I thought I heard. It sounds so crazy. And that is why Paul is like broke. That's why he doesn't have money. He just throw his money around and stuff because he moved to New York City like I told him not to. Think about it. He was living in Florida. Florida doesn't have income tax, right? Right? They have some kind of, they have something where they have no some type of tax that everybody else has. I think it's income, but maybe it's another one. I'm pretty sure it's no state income tax though. So he was doing fantastic. Making the money down there. No state tax. You still got federal, but no state tax coming out. And remember, he was making a lot of money, right? He got a fancy job in the office with the cubicle and the computer. And he is in a higher tax bracket. So they really taxing his ass. Going to New York ruined his life. He'll never admit it, but that, if you notice, he's more miserable than he's ever been because he's broker than he's ever been. I ain't probably as broke as some people, but to Par, it's like it's horrible. Like, you know, yeah, he still can eat and stuff. He's got money, whatever, but he can't live the way he used to live. You know, he was throwing money around, and he was wasting money. He had so much of it. He was blowing it. He had so much of it. He was happier then, and now he's miserable, broke in some dump of a city. Oh God. He's living next to a project. He's got Section 8 housing, living in the projects. Jesus Christ. What a fall from fucking grace. All you can do is pray that he comes to his senses. I think Mondani is going to bring him to his senses. Mondani. This is how you're going to know Mondani. Like, you're going to know Mondani is like fucking trash without a shadow of a doubt when Par comes in here and he's like, fuck that motherfucker. Par's going to be going off. Because I'm telling you, this Mondani is going to be a disaster. This is going to be what makes Par kind of go away from liberals. Is Mondani. That's my prediction. Dude, all the rich people want Mondani to win. Like, they don't give a shit. If you watch interviews with them, they're like, oh, fuck yeah. Then everybody can see how stupid these ideas are, and we can get on with life. They see it as a win. They don't give a fuck. They're not going to live in no dumb fucking New York anyway. Dude, working third shift, there's really no time to drink. I don't believe in drinking in the morning. It's degeneracy. And no offense, but it is. And, you know, unless you're on like a vacation or something. There's just something wrong about being drunk when the sun's up. There's something wrong with it. Drinking is a nighttime activity, or like the sun is going down. We're going to start drinking as the sun goes down. So. Drinking in the morning, you got a problem. There's a problem. Yeah, he ain't golfing and he ain't fishing. He's sitting in his living room drunk at 8:44 in the morning. Just cracked open a bottle. What the? He's drunk as a bastard. Anyone drinking a damn weed? What? How do you drink a weed? Yeah, sure. We have public transportation in Kentucky, though. Louisville's got a bus system. Had it for my whole life. Tark bus. Would I want to ride that free transportation though? Probably not, because I mean, especially in Louisville. I'm all for having free public transportation like buses and stuff, but you're going to have to put all these criminals in fucking jail, or there's no point in using any of it because it's too risky to be stuck in a steel box with a psychopath. This is not really smart. I mean, if I really wanted to go somewhere, I'd just call fucking Uber. You all act like it's fucking 1901 or something. If I really wanted to go somewhere that required a vehicle, I would just call fucking Uber and just go there. It ain't that damn expensive. It is way cheaper to call an Uber when you need to go somewhere versus paying that car payment, that gas, that insurance. Come on now. Come on now. Let's do the math. I can't remember the last time I took an Uber, by the way. I walk places because I'm a fucking man. I walk out the fucking front door. I walk out of the bedroom. I walk out the front door, and I walk to the destination. Imagine that. 15-minute walk from my job. I'm not even a mile away from my job. I can walk there in 15 minutes. I do it all the time. If I had, once I get another e-bike, I'll be able to get there in like 5 minutes. No, because I'm not renting shit no more. I'm gonna buy a new one though. I'm gonna buy an e-bike. Instead of renting one, I'm gonna buy one. Cheaper. I told you I got that bike. It was something I needed to get because I was 10 miles from my job. People don't listen. That's what's wrong with people in this fucking stream is they're fucking retarded. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you the problem with these people in these stream is you'll tell people the truth. You'll just tell them the cold hard fucking truth, and they can't accept it. They can't. They sit there and they go, "Now, what did he really mean?" I know they do this. I know it. What did he really mean? I said I need the bike. I remember when I got the bike, I remember people trying to talk me out of it. And I said, I need to get to fucking work. I'm 10 miles from my fucking job. I can't walk 10 miles every fucking day. That's insane. Now that's insane. 10-mile walk back and forth, 20 miles of walking every day just to get to, that's madness. That's insane. So you need some type of transportation to get 10 miles to your fucking job. So you go out and you rent a bike, an e-bike, so you can, it's basically like a vehicle because you don't have to pedal the son of a bitch. It just goes. And you can get to places faster without exhausting yourself. Nobody's complaining. I'm explaining. Ooh, that was nice. Nobody's complaining. I'm explaining, sir. Talk about, you complain about the Jews all the time. Stop complaining about the Jews, man. Leave them alone. Leave the Jews alone. Leave the Jews alone. So, I got the bike. I used it. I moved closer to my job. I got rid of the bike. What's so fucking difficult about this? That's exactly what I said I was going to do when I got it. As people argue with me, they're like, oh, yeah. I lift shit and walk all 8 hours a fucking day, so do plenty of exercising. It's not about the walk itself, it's about the time. You only have so much time. What are you going to get up take a 2-hour walk to work and then a 2-hour walk home? That's 4 hours of your fucking life gone. This is what I don't get about these people that sit in traffic for an hour on the way to work. They have like an hour commute. 2 hours of your life just spent driving to work and driving home from work. Why don't you move closer to that job? Why don't you be a little bit closer to the job? I mean, what if they call you, give you some overtime, something? Maybe you want it, a little overtime. On the day off, they say, hey, come in, get 8 hours of overtime. You're an hour away. Hell, by the time you get there, it's over anyway. I know, though, you gotta have your fancy car, and you gotta fucking be, oh, I'm so cool. I got my car. I drive it around. It goes fast. But me, I live in the 21st century. You don't need a car. You have Uber. You have DoorDash. You have Instacart. What do you need a car for? What do you really need it for? So, you can have one if you want. I mean, it's a free country. But if you can't afford it, if you're like Doug, who can't seem to afford anything, maybe you should think about getting rid of the car. Maybe you should make a drastic step. And the only reason I say the car is because I know how much money you're putting in it every month. So that's a lot of money that's going to be opened up, and you're going to be able to use that money for something else. And that could help you out a lot, take some stress off of you. And there really is no downside to it. I mean, you move closer to the job. You start walking, you get some exercise in for the walk. I mean, there is no downside to this if you're a man about it. Now, if you're a child about it, I gotta have this and I gotta have that, then I understand. But when you start thinking like an adult and realizing that ain't nobody saving you but you, so you're gonna have to make sacrifices if you want to change your life, and you might have to get rid of that fucking car. Grow up. Grow up. Maybe you don't get to have Netflix, I mean, a lot of people have a lot of shit that they don't fucking need, but they feel like, well, I like it and I gotta have it. That's fine, but quit crying. Quit crying about how broke you are when you have all this unnecessary shit that you actually don't need. You want it. You don't need the car, you want the car. I mean, Doug won't even take a promotion at his job. He's not serious about making more money and having more money in his pocket. He's not serious about it. I am. I'm dead serious about it. I don't even know why people getting their feelings. If you're complaining about being in debt, you don't have any money, you're struggling, I'm telling you, all right, start getting rid of shit. Start going through that budget and really being honest about what you can get rid of. And really think about life without the car payment and the gas and the insurance payment. Think about it, because that's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I know it is. I've done it. I've done it. I was doing it last year. And it was insane. What I was doing at the beginning of last year was insane. And I said, never again. Never again get myself in that situation again. That's why I know Doug is broke as fuck, because I was there. I was spending I had a $400 fucking car payment. I worked all weekend in the rain doing Instacart just to pay that car payment one weekend. You know how dumb that is? You know how stupid that is? Then it broke down, and I spent like $300 to fix it. Then it broke down again. And then I said, I'm done. And I got rid of all that shit. Gone, done. Now I don't have to pay any of that shit no more. Imagine that. I'm free. You could be free too. Just stop being a baby about it. Not have a car? Oh, I mean, what are you talking about? It's crazy. That's crazy. And this idea that you all think it would be more expensive just to call the Uber. I'm not saying call the Uber to go to work every day. Move closer to your fucking job. For God's sake, stop living 2 hours away from your job. It's insane. These commutes you guys are taking. The amount of people that I just know, known people my whole life, they're just like, I live like an hour away. Or I live in Louisville, and I'm like, you work down here? Why are you in Louisville? It's just fucking nuts. I knew this girl, she worked at a gas station in Louisville and lived in E-Town. And I don't, like, why don't you just work at a gas station in E-Town? What the hell is wrong with people? Well, the gas station in Louisville pays more, and then I take that money and I move and I live in a cheaper area. Ah, Lord. But what about your time, which is more valuable than the money? Your time matters more than that money does. We are getting to a place where you don't need a car. We are in a place where you don't need a car. You don't need one anymore. Now, you may want one, and you can do what you want. It's a free country. But you do not need one anymore. So you got to quit lying to yourself that you need one. You're only doing that to justify the situation a lot of you have got yourselves in with the payments and the insurance and the bullshit and the gasoline. And the way you justify all those bad, just horrible bills you got with this stupid shit, you justify it by saying, well, you got to have a car. But in 2025, you actually don't need a fucking car. If you needed to go somewhere that's not in walking distance, you would call an Uber. How many times are you really going to go somewhere that's not in walking distance? I mean, you're at work most of the time. Anyway, I don't know about you, but I'm at work or at home most of the fucking time. I just can't justify spending all that money for something that I'm not really going to use. That I don't really need. I don't need it to get to work. I don't need it to do the things that you would need a car for. And I don't need to be going all over the place spending money. Let's go shopping and let's go do this and let's go out and do it. I don't need to do that. Nobody really needs to do that. And we're better off not doing it. You're better off not being able to hop in your car and go down to Walmart, just fucking shop around, all that. Buying a bunch of shit you don't need. If the whole point is to have more money for shit you actually need and want, the real shit, not some bullshit, then you got to make the sacrifices to get it. You can't fucking... Doug's paying $400 a month for that car. That's insane. $200 insurance. So Doug is dropping fucking at least $700 a month on that car. Yeah, how crazy that is. That's a crazy monthly bill to have. That's $700 just for that car. Just to drive my ass around. When there are other much more practical, inexpensive solutions. You could go get an e-bike. You could get a motorcycle, something like that. They're good on gas and stuff. You could get a moped. You could do so many different things. You could take an Uber. And it's just crazy. Now, if you have money and you can just go buy a car and you own it outright and you got the good insurance, it's not really costing you, and you can afford it, I'm not talking to you. I don't even know why you're in your feelings about it. I'm talking to people who keep telling me they're in over their head and don't know what to do. Get rid of your car. Sell your car. They don't want to hear an actual solution. They don't want to hear how to actually get some money in their pocket. How much do you spend on that car a month? Be honest with it. Do the budget. You'll see a lot of money goes into that car every fucking month. You're asking me how to get more money. Get rid of the car. Canceling Netflix ain't going to do it, buddy. That $27 a month on Netflix ain't breaking you. That's not what's breaking you. What's breaking you is shit like that car. It's these large amounts of money that are going out every single month to this car. Trust me, I think all the time about, now, how do I get rid of the rent? How do I get rid of that rent payment? That's a little bit more tricky. Because you actually do need shelter. Yes, you do. And yeah, you could live in a tent in the woods, but yeah, come on now. Come on now. That's a little much. See, there was a time in this country where saying don't have a car would be crazy because you come on. But in the age of Ubers and Lyfts and all the and Instacarts and DoorDash, come on now. You'll be all right without the car. You'll be all right. And you know you would. I mean, I could have kept paying $200 a month for that fucking bike. But instead, I got rid of it and kept the $200 a month and just walk to work now. And it's better for you anyway. Good exercise. So there's no negative to it. It just takes a little longer, but it's just a 15-minute fucking walk. I mean, my God, how fast do we need to get there, for fuck's sake? 15 minutes, pretty good. Most of y'all spend an hour in traffic every day just trying to get to work. That's insane to me. No way I'd live like that. Hell no. I'm keeping my ass right in the area I'm in because I can get right to my job. With nothing. Without a car, with nothing. A ride, nothing. I don't need nothing. I can just go to work. Simple. Fuck what I want to move far away from my... And then have to fucking figure out how to get there every day. And then have to go get a vehicle and all the stupid shit. When the problem is already solved, there is no problem. The days of me getting in over my head are over. It ain't happening no more. It just ain't happening. My girlfriend a couple months ago was talking about, y'all ought to rent a couch. I was talking about getting a new couch. And I said, I'm not renting anything ever again. I'm never doing that again. Ever. It's bad. It's bad, but it's a bad idea. It's stupid. It really is stupid. Renting a house is one thing. Renting an apartment is one thing. Renting, going to these rental places and getting furniture and shit, you paying like triple the amount that it really isn't worth. Well, $9-10 is still a lot of money to me. Hell, that's damn near what you spend on your car every month. So I know you ain't even. I could live in a $1,400 a month apartment right around the corner. But I'd have to spend the money every month. I'm sure it's a nicer apartment. But that's like $500. I think I want the $500. I think I'd rather have the $500. This apartment's not even bad. That's nothing wrong with it. So I think I'd like to have the $500. Now I'm sure they're nice. Those apartments are nice. But are they $500 more a month nice? Maybe they are. Maybe I'd see them and go, damn, I got to get. But I signed another 1-year lease, so I'm here for another year. So I can't even do that. I can't make a terrible decision of increasing my rent by $500. Thank God. Can't do it. Can't even do it. It's not even something I can do. You don't need that extra bedroom. You don't need that. You don't need a gaming room. You're a single man with a 2-bedroom house. Why you got a gaming room? It's called the living room. Set the gym equipment up in the middle of the kitchen. You're a man. There's no woman there to complain about it. Set the gym equipment up right in the middle of the kitchen. My girlfriend come over here bitching about shit all the time. I'm like, a woman does not live here. You have to understand. It's not gonna look like a woman lives here because I'm not a woman. I had to tell her this one time. I go, if I acted like a woman, you wouldn't even be here. That's the funniest part about you bitching. You wouldn't be here. But it's in a woman's nature to complain. It's just, it's part of it. Part of being a woman. Can't get too mad about a woman being in her nature. But that's like getting mad at a man for having the weights in the middle of the kitchen floor or something. I mean, hey, why not? Why not put the weight bench right in the middle of the kitchen? That way you got the water there. Just a thought. I have a 1-bedroom. Why do I need another bedroom? I mean, I have kids, but they don't come over all the time. But I'm trying to fix my life. I'm not going out. Let me get a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. That's your problem, Doug. You ain't locked in like I am, Doug. You are doing stupid shit. Like, I need a 2-bedroom. Like, you're like, I had 2-bedroom be nice. I can have like a little office, game room / gym room. How much is the rent of the 1-bedroom that you passed up on? Because you didn't want to pay $120 a month to Planet Fitness. Or, my bad, $120 a fucking year to Planet Fitness and just go work out at Planet Fitness and have all kinds of equipment. And don't let nobody tell you can't get in shape at Planet Fitness, because I did. So I don't even want to hear that shit. And I'm going to go back to Planet Fitness. I am getting another e-bike. I'm buying one, though. Owning it outright, and then I'm going back to Planet Fitness. No, what I ought to do is increase my rent by $500. This apartment that has the $1,400 a month rent has its own gym. So I'll increase my rent by $500 so I can use that gym and have 2 bedrooms. Or you can just go to Planet Fitness. So you could have saved yourself $350 a month right there. And you would have been able to have the gym and the pool and everything. See, they have a gym. It don't even make sense what you did. You spent $350 more to have your own gym in your house. And if you have an apartment that's $1,100 a month, one bedroom, and it has all these gym and pool and all this stuff, what that tells me is there's even cheaper apartments in your area that you could have went. I'm not saying go live in the projects, but there's cheaper places in safe areas where you could have rented, and you'd probably be paying the same amount as me. But you chose some dumb shit. I don't know. Oh, it looks nicer. Who gives a shit? I'm a man. I don't really give a fuck how it looks, quite frankly. We're being honest. Women can't wrap their head around this. They just can't wrap their head around the fact that the only reason you even buy a couch is because they come over. You would just sit in a chair. You would just buy a $20 chair, a little $20 padded little chair, something comfortable to sit in. And you just sit in that and play the game, watch a movie or something. You don't need all this shit. Hell, I'll pull my goddamn bedroom in the middle of the living room floor and just lay there. You know what I mean? Who's going to stop me? Nobody. If women didn't exist, your house would look way different. A lot of the shit you have, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't even buy it. Fuck, I need this for? You know, girls like it, I guess. I guess we need it. A bitch might come over and be like, "Oh, it's a nice 2-bedroom. I've got a little gaming room in here." I like how he keeps the games out of the living room. Well, tough shit, bitch. I wish a goofy woman would complain about the PlayStation being plugged in the living room. What the hell? It's a $500 console. The fuck? Are you supposed to hide it? What's wrong with you? It makes sense. It's time. Trust me, if $1,100 a month and you have a gym and you have a pool and all this shit, there are cheaper apartments in your area. I mean, we could get on the internet and fucking Google the area and just find the apartments. I guarantee they exist. I guarantee there's something under 1,000. I could have stayed in Ratcliffe and paid $700 a month, but I'd have to be 10 miles from my job in a much more dumpier neighborhood. I mean, when I went and looked at those apartments, some fucking woman was on looked like she was withdrawing from fentanyl or something. Fucking shaking and shit. I'm like, nah, I'm good on this. I'll pay $200 more. Never mind on this. Why does a single man need a 2-bedroom apartment? You can't explain it. That sounds like something a woman would do. Well, I just needed the other room so I could, do my makeup in it or something. And you're just like, couldn't do your makeup in the bathroom? Or any other room in the house? I mean, you do your makeup in the fucking car all the time. Why do you need a makeup room? Well, it's just cool. Well, I guess it is kind of cool. I guess. If I did makeup, that'd be cool to have a room I did it in. But, aren't you poor? I mean, what the fuck? Aren't you on food stamps? Don't you have food stamps? We talked about that at the beginning of the stream. You missed it. You were too busy Googling Netanyahu information. Like, what's he up to today? What's Netanyahu up to? It's a gaming room / office / gym. That's what he said. It has to meet certain... What are the standards? Let's hear your standards. It's crazy, a man complaining about being poor all the time with his standards. That's wild. Like you're Kevin O'Leary or something. You're not Kevin O'Leary. You don't get to have standards. You can have standards when you got some fucking money to afford some standards. You're broke. Fuck the standards. Does it have a bathroom? Is it clean? Are there gangbangers hanging out down the street? No. Does it have AC and heat? Hell, my apartment came with a washer and dryer, dishwasher. I got a fucking dishwasher. It's all furnished. You know, it's crazy people talk about, oh, you got to buy a house and all this. And I'm just like, well, all the people I know that like own, and I'm using air quotes, own their home, they pay these mortgages, and the mortgages are fucking more than my rent. And then they got to pay property taxes. When something breaks in the house, they have to fix it out of their pocket. I just call the fucking people, and they have to come fix it. I'm just like, oh, my washer my washer broke one time. I had a washer and dryer combo. I still do. And it stopped working. So they brought out a new one. I mean, it's not brand new, but I didn't pay for it. It works. And it's actually better than the one I had. It's newer than the one I had. It's bigger, too. Costs nothing. Costs me nothing. Just got to pay the rent every month. See, I prefer that. I don't want to have to, the AC broke. Fuck, let me get on Google, find out how much it's going to cost. Oh, my fucking God. No, let me just call the apartment people, and they're going to fix it. And I can just get on with my life. I like that. Owning a home, not for everybody, not for me. That's not for me. That's for rich people. You know, if I was rich, of course, then I would just call up the AC person. I'll just hire a maintenance guy, and I'd have my own maintenance guy to hire him. And then something breaks, figure it out and fix it, man. Don't bother me with it. Don't ever bother me with it. I mean, I have all this time. I don't want to have to, you get off work and now let me go home and fix the refrigerator. What the fuck? Oh, let me just call them. They'll fix it and get on my life. They'll just bring a new refrigerator. That's worth the rent to me. Just call them. They'll fix it. Because I've lived in a place where it's like, fucking, oh shit, we have to figure out how to fix it. That's so fucking annoying. We got to go do our research, find the best deal, call it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Did he post his standards? Here's Doug's this is crazy. Safe area. All right, I can agree with that. At least 1,000 square foot. What? You don't get to decide. You're a single man. You need a bed, and fuck, that's really you really just need a room with a bathroom. You know, my first apartment was a room, a big gigantic room with a closet and a bathroom. That was it. And it was just one big room. Had a refrigerator in it. I had a bed in it. That's it. And a TV. I think it was like, oh God, how much was that? I can't remember. It's been so fucking long. Wasn't no $900. I'm gonna say it was like $425 a month. That's fine. I don't know. It's been so long. That was 20 years ago. So you gotta get serious, Doug. See, I couldn't just get a little room because I have a girlfriend. She's not. It's not gonna. You gotta understand. Is there a woman, Doug? Well, first of all, you don't need a fucking pool. That's insane that he said that. Hold on, go back. Pet friendly. All right, I get that. A pool. The pool is insane. Everything else, I mean, even the square footage, I guess. I don't know. But the pool? No, you don't need a pool. So this motherfucker is looking for an apartment, and he's like calling them up, and he's like, "You got a pool?" And they're like, "No pool." Oh, never mind then. But sir, it's $900 a month. Yeah, I want a pool though. And it's, you know, it's fine to get the pool. It's fine to have the 2-bedroom, but the problem is crying. The problem is crying about Trump and the tariffs or whatever the hell he was crying about. He's blaming Trump for having no money, for being broke. And clearly it has nothing to do with Trump. Like, this has nothing to do with Donald Trump. What did Trump do? Trump didn't make you get that apartment. Trump didn't make you get that car. Trump didn't do none of that. Trump had nothing to do with any of these decisions. Trump did not make you call up and go, "Y'all got a swimming pool, right?" No, sir. But like I said, the rent is $800 a month, and it's 1 bedroom. Now it's a small bedroom. It's very small. It's only 600 square feet. I don't know how big that is, but it sounds tiny. But hey, that's the end thing, living in a tiny home. That's the end these days. People want to live in a tiny home. I want to live in the tiniest goddamn home I can find, quite frankly. I wish I had one of them little tiny homes. Now, that's the way to go. Buy a little tiny home and a little piece of land and put it on there, and put your little tiny home on there and live in the little tiny home. The utilities are going to be so fucking cheap. It's going to be so cheap to heat that tiny home. And my God, think of the possibilities with the tiny home. Take that tiny home and some people have the tiny home hitched to the back of their truck. Got a little hitch back there, and they take that home. They take their tiny home everywhere they go. They pull in to work in the truck. The tiny home is right there with them. They get off work, go right in the tiny home. In fact, I live in the parking lot. Where do you live? Out in the parking lot. In the parking lot. In a little tiny home in the parking lot. That's the future, by the way. The future is you just live at your job. You just have an apartment attached to the job. I think this is already a thing in some places. I know China does it. You have you have your apartment. It's attached to the job, and you get off work and you just walk to your apartment. It's like right there. It's right there in the same building. You take the elevator up to the apartment. It doesn't even sound that bad, quite frankly. It actually sounds really fucking convenient. Like, hell yeah. An apartment attached to the job, like an apartment complex attached to the job. Maybe I think it's kind of cool because of where I work. You got all this food right there. You got the grocery store right there. And take the elevator down to the grocery, get your groceries. How easy it would be to go grocery shopping. But I guess if you worked in like a fucking cubicle like Paul, you're like, oh God, I'm right next to the cubicle. No, it's not where you work. It's like an apartment. They built a tunnel. Like they built an apartment complex next door, and they have like a little tunnel. So you take the elevator down into like the basement, and then you take the tunnel over to your apartment. Then you take the elevator back up, you're in the apartment. Your commute is like a couple minutes. This is you go take an elevator. Completely safe too. Walk through the tunnel. Don't have to worry about somebody hitting you over the head with something. And you pay no rent. Well, I think they'd probably make you pay rent, but there has to be an incentive to live like this. There has to be an incentive, and I feel like the incentive would be really cheap rent. I think that's how you get people to do it. They're like, well, what's the rent? Yeah, like $400 a month. Like, God damn, I'm paying $900. If I went into my job tomorrow and they said, hey, man, we actually bought the lot next door. We're building apartment complexes. And, if you live there and you work here, you got discount rent. I'd be considering it. I'd be like, damn, how much we saving on the rent? What's the discount on rent? Nah, I'd rather sit in an hour in traffic every day. I'm telling you, a lot of people are going to be into this idea when they start pushing this. A lot of people are going to be like, hell yeah. Because they're going to think about that commute every day. They hate that commute, sitting in the traffic. And I'm not quite sure what the negative would be. What's the negative here? I remember Tim Dillon talking about they were some type of mall or something, and on top of the mall, they were building apartments on top of the mall. And so then you go down into the mall, right? You live above it, and then you take the elevator down, you're in the mall. And does that sound that bad? Really? You're living in an apartment. If you're living in an apartment, what's the difference here? An apartment's an apartment. Wouldn't it be cool if there's like a mall downstairs? I don't know why that's not cool. I'm from a different time. Y'all hear shit like this and you're so fucking mindfucked by the internet. You're like, that's so dystopian. And oh my God. I'm like, man, that's cool as shit. The mall's downstairs? The mall? Oh, shit. What's in the mall? What kind of shit we got? Hell, we got a Malibu Jacks in the mall over here. Malibu Jacks is downstairs? We got go-karts in the basement? That's one of Doug's standards. It'll be one of Doug's standards. Like, y'all got a mall downstairs? No, sir, we don't have a mall. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, I was looking at one apartment. They have a whole-ass mall downstairs. It's $2,000 a month to live there, but I feel like it'd be more expensive to live above that mall. To me, that would be like, holy shit. I remember we used to have a mall in Louisville when I was growing up. It had a fucking movie theater in it. You got a whole-ass movie theater downstairs. I'm failing to understand why this is so bad. So the more I think about it, it's great. I wish I lived above the mall. Why do you got to compartmentalize work and home? I don't understand. Work's work. Home, being at home is home. I'm off the clock. I'm on the clock. So hard to understand. I don't get it. Oh God! Oh my God! The CEO might get the money. That'd be like me getting my paycheck and going, I'm not going to buy any food here, though. It's just the way you all think is the most retarded shit I've ever seen. You're just giving them the money right back. No, I'm buying food with it. I don't know. Like I'm getting something. Kind of weird. Hell yeah, you see the job. You're like, hell yeah, it's right there. Man, I'm going to be able to get there quick when it's time to go back. I can get right there. I ain't got to sit in traffic for an hour. All this time you're getting back. You're getting so much time back. As soon as you get off work, you just walk next door, go home. And then when you have to go to work, you leave like 5 minutes before you got to clock in. Just walk out the door. Walk right over and clock in. You're right there. What's the negative here? I'm already at work all the time anyway. I'm there 5 days a week for 8 hours and overtime too. I guess I'm overtime every week. I ain't worked a shit ton of it, but I was over 3 hours the other day. I was in that bitch for fucking 11 hours. So what? Who gives a shit? It's just money to me. The longer I'm there, the more money I get. I wish they let me stay and do other things. I wish they'd say, you can stay over and just get all this stuff done that needs to be done. I'd say, hell yeah. How long? I can just stay as long as I want, huh? I'd start working like 12 hours a day to start getting everything done, getting that department in order. It just make my job easier in the future because once everything's in order, the trucks are smaller. That's what people don't seem to understand. But you got to get there first. You got to grind to get there. It's a process. And fuck, I ran some back stock today. All this apple juice. Apple juice sell like a motherfucker. People love it. It's good. Apple juice is really good. There was so much on that back stock. I was like, holy shit, whole shelf was empty. There was case after case on back. I was like, damn. Which lets me know it's not getting ran enough. That's what that tells me. That's a problem. To get out of this bed, go into the living room, get on the fucking VR. I mean, what? At 9:30 in the morning. Tired. Slept 5 hours before I went to work yesterday. You think I want to get up and dance around on that VR? Hell no. But for the right price. For the right price, anything can happen. And what if you get fired from the job? Then I guess that's a problem. What happens then? Then you don't have a place to live. It'd probably be free rent. You don't got to pay no rent as long as you work here. And then people would have to be on their best behavior at work. If they were like, hey, can you stay over for a couple hours? You'd be like, yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should. They might evict me. You need a union for something like that. You got to have the union. Union, I'm telling you, when you're in a union, they talk to you differently. The management talks to you differently when you're in that union. They got to behave when you're in that union. I've seen that union rep come in too. He's an intimidating guy, looking guy, big old white dude, bald-headed white guy. Not fat, not skinny. You know that big white guy. You know what I'm talking about, big old white guy. He's kind of fat, but he's not, He'll beat the shit out of you. He's not obese on death's door. But he be eating. And he'll get a hold of you. You better get that raise. You better put that yearly raise in for the employee, or he'll get a hold of you. Remember that one guy? Remember that boating guy, the ship, whoever the fuck, the guys that unload the ships. Remember that guy? He was like, my men are going to get their money, or we ain't going to be no ships unloaded. I make one phone call, won't be a fucking ship unloaded across the whole East Coast. We're going to get our money. You need a motherfucker like that. And yeah, he live in a big house, and he got a big old house. He's like, but he goes in there and gets you your goddamn money. When you look at your check, you got that raise on it. You got that substantial raise on it. Nice little fucking 50 cent, $1, something on there. Every year going on there. It's because that guy went in there that lives in that big ass house and has a fucking boat and shit. And he went in there and said, hey, buddy, you're going to fucking pay up. That's what you're going to do. Or you ain't going to have ain't nothing getting done in here. Ain't nothing going to get done in here. I promise you that. Not a damn thing is going to get done. Going on strike. And they're like, God damn, this guy mean business. And fuck yeah, he does got a goddamn boat. Think he don't mean business? He rode in on his boat. He came down here on the boat to slap you around. That's who I want to be my union rep. A guy that's like sitting on a yacht. Think about it. He's sitting on a yacht. He's enjoying his life. He's just chilling. He's got all this money for being this union rep and all this. And then he gets a phone call. I calls him up and they're like, they're not giving the raises. These motherfuckers, I'm telling you, they're trying to fuck us. And he's like, God damn it. He hangs the phone up. He's got to get up. He's got to get dressed. He's got to get off the yacht and go down in that fucking place. And by the time he gets there, he's so fucking pissed that he had to get off the yacht, come down to this son of a bitch, that he's going to lay into this cocksucker. And by the time he gets done with this cocksucker, we're getting our raise. So that's why that guy needs a yacht and a big house and a car. I know there was a big debate about all that, but I'm telling you now, he needs that. You got to understand, you need that. That's the guy you want going down, sitting in the office, saying enough's enough of this. Now you're going to pay up or ain't nothing happening. The only reason he has a yacht is because he's so fucking good at going in that room and saying you're gonna do what you're told. And they do what they're told, and that's why he has a yacht. I don't want a guy representing me that don't have a fucking yacht. This guy sucks. This guy don't even have a big house. This guy must suck at his fucking job. No, I want to say this. Look at the side of this guy's house. He'll get us our money. This motherfucker gives the money. Because you got to pay the union. You got to pay them every fucking... They take money out of your fucking check every week. It's only like $8, but fuck. So when it's time, I need that big son of a bitch to show up. And I need him angry because he had to leave his big fucking house. Or his yacht. Or he had to get out of his fancy car. Whatever the fuck he was doing. He probably had some fucking... He's probably fucking Sydney Sweeney or something. Now here he is having to deal with you. Because you just can't give everybody $1 more now, you cheap bastard. You're going to wish you would have gave that $1 when everybody don't show up tomorrow. I make one phone call, nobody shows up in this bitch tomorrow. Good luck. And yes, they can hire new people and da. Problem with that is the amount of money they're going to lose when everybody that knows what the fuck they're doing doesn't show up day after day. You can't just get new employees overnight. You're gonna have days and days of no revenue coming in, no work getting done, no revenue. It's like a machine, and the cogs are replaceable. Yes, you are just a cog in a machine. However, if all cogs come out at the same fucking time, the whole fucking machine's going to collapse. And it's going to take some time to rebuild it. It's going to take a lot of money. And that's what a union is. That's why the union has the power. Because one phone call from a guy on a yacht and the whole machine explodes. And it's going to cost a lot more than that $1. That $1 an hour. That's why when you're in a union, the company sits down with the union, they work out a contract, and then everything's agreed upon. We're going to get this raise, and everything's handled. Simple. I'm telling you, I've worked for no union. You don't get nothing. They ain't gonna give you no money. You're getting yearly raises with you. You're getting something every year. And union is like a leftist idea, I think. But hell, the unions was endorsing Trump. It's crazy. Democrats can't even, they can't even like keep the support that they're supposed to get. They're losing that. Can't play the VR in bed. It hooks to the PlayStation. It's plugged. It's not wireless. It still plugs into the PlayStation. You just don't need that camera anymore. Remember, you had to point the camera at it and all that shit. And the controllers are way better. And the screen, the resolution, graphics look way better in it. That VR1 was ugly. I still got to get on Minecraft on that. It's payday. That 3 hours of overtimes on this check. This check probably $800. Buying a couch. Buying a boneless couch. Does anyone have a boneless couch that would like to talk me out of this before I do it? It's only $300. Boneless couch. It's like a... They got all kinds of different ones. The one I'm getting is like this big, giant... It almost looks like a bed. Because it's long and shit. So you can really like lay on it and shit. Oh, there's nothing disgusting about what Trump did to the East Wing. Will you knock it off? Were you upset when they gutted the Oval, when they tore down the... First of all, they gutted damn near the entire inside of the White House back in the day. And at one point, I learned earlier that they actually tore down the original Oval Office. So there was an original Oval Office that they tore down, and then they made a new Oval Office. They just tore the whole thing down and made a new one. I don't remember you getting outraged about it, Doug. Now, you were probably not even alive, but that's not the point. I ain't remembered you going, that was a travesty what they did to that Oval Office back in the day. I wish I was here to protest. I wish I'd have been there to say, Nyeh. Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to last, but, nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. You know that? Regular couches don't last. You know how many regular couches I've had in my life? You always get a couch or a mattress or something like that. And then there comes a point in life where you go, this piece of shit gotta go. So eventually everything becomes a piece of shit. Eventually it's time to get something new, so I'm not really that worried about it. When I first get it, it's going to be fantastic. I mean, it looks comfortable in all these videos I've been watching. And if a year from now, because I'm assuming you get at least a year out of the motherfucker. If a year from now it's a piece of shit, you'll get to hear me go, don't buy that piece of shit, boneless fucking couch. Who came up with that dumb shit? Thing was great when I got it. Year later, fuck, look at this piece of shit. Look at this thing. Don't ever buy something like this. What a joke of a couch. Just a big piece of fucking foam. That's what you get for buying a couch in a box. I bought a bed in a box, a mattress in a box. That was a fucking comfortable ass mattress. And I had it for like 2 years or so. Actually, I think longer than that. I can't remember something happened to it. I think the dog chewed it or some shit when it was a puppy. So it ended up getting tossed out. But that shit was comfortable. Bed in the box from Walmart. Don't sleep on these things that are in a box. Said I might give me another mattress in a box. I'm gonna get a new mattress too. Memory foam. Comfortable. And I don't remember that bed ever like losing its shape or something. It was fine. That foam lasts. I don't remember thinking, oh, this fucking thing's like all slumped in now or something. No. And it comes in a box. It doesn't, lug some big giant ass fucking couch through a door and shit. Fuck all that. We're in the future. Get it in a box. It comes in a box. You would just keep telling me you need the car, but if hell, the bed comes in a box, the couch is in a box. Instacart motherfucker put it right in the back of his car. Put that right in your back seat, that couch in a box, and bring it right over. When you get rid of it, you could cut it up. It's just a piece of foam, so you can cut that up. You could get a chainsaw it in different pieces and just throw it in the dumpster. You could get a sharp knife, sharp sword. You could slice through. Going to bed. What kind of person goes to bed at 7 in the morning? The hell? Ricky's been up all night doing nothing. Yeah, now I'm going to play the VR. I boot up Resident Evil 4. I don't even go to bed. I just beat it. And then go to work. I'll play it right up until time to leave, and I'll just beat it right Friday, and I'll just leave. I'm tired as hell, and I'm like, I gotta go to work, and I just leave. The game's beat. And the stream don't get saved. Something happens. And Ricky never sees it. It's not gonna happen. That's a fantasy. That's Ricky's fantasy. He would love that. It's not gonna happen. It did not take me 300 hours to beat that game. Knock it off. Knock it off. I've already beat that game. You're making things up. You're getting carried away. Man, I'm getting off here, though. Because I am sleeping. I'm getting 8 hours today. I'm going to get more than that. I'm going to be well rested. And then I'm off Thursday. Par's like, well, technically you're not off because you work till 6 in the morning. Yeah, but I don't have to go in Thursday night. That's the whole point, dummy. It's called third shift. No shit, dumbass. It's called 10 to 6. No shit. If I work 10 to 6, the days are I'm gonna work two different days, of course. But it's still only 8 hours in the day. Dummy. I did finish Resident Evil 4, beat it. I'm going to bed. You need to go to bed too.